Hey Yanis, so here's another one. This is Alex's interview here, waiting on the transcript. So what's he switching from? Text posts on LinkedIn. I think he was following Roberto, copying his style, and he switched to your DIY Explain Ideas Visually course. Now that we've had three of these in a row, I'm very convinced that this is a cluster that we will see. Aditi, Jacky and Alex have all bought your course for the same reason, and they've all made the same trade-offs when they've made the selection. and this is what we'll commonly see. Hopefully we'll see a few other clusters that you might want to tap into too. So just a bit of background to Alex. Basically, he's like others in this, he's a coach by trade. He's seen the value of visuals in resolving conflicts in the kind of workshops that he runs. So he's a communicator. He's always trying to find ways to simplify things and to express his ideas more clearly. He finished up an MBA back end of 2022, and at the time he started to post more actively on LinkedIn. So he was taking concepts that he'd been taught that he found interesting or ideas, and he was trying to then translate those, simplify those, and put them out on LinkedIn. Partly this is so that he can learn it. So it's like if I synthesize this and put it back out there, I'll get a deeper understanding. But also I'm going to get some feedback from these ideas from people out there, and that's going to help me refine and improve this, so that so I can get that one true idea that's really easy to take out and communicate. Now he's forgot that. Oh no, there, I did. So he carries on doing this after his MBA, and some of this is again just to keep the momentum up, keep learning. Some of it's sort of pushing this out so that he can build up a following himself. So he's not looking to move, but in the future he might want to go and work for himself. But at some point in this, he's realised my content's too boring, so I'm not getting the traction that I want. I've been pushing out verbal posts with visual backup, and now I stumble across Roberto's post and I like it. So number one, I see that it gives me more traction, but two, there's this sort of emotional reaction that people have when they see a visual post, or at least these people have, and all of a sudden it pulls them in. They like the fact that somebody else can do something they can't, and then they want the ability to do that themselves. Like everybody else in this, he's trying to take somebody else's content or style or whatever and clone it and push it out in his own style. And so he tries that first and then realizes, you know what, it's time to move away from copying and into creating on my own. And this is a problem. I need to get better at this in the future. It's not easy. And again, like others, I'm not an artist. I don't come from a design background, so that's no good. In this case, we've got the full selection set. So he did look at Roberto's because Roberto was the first one that he saw. So I think if you've sort of tripped that emotional switch in somebody's head, they'll come to you first. But apparently his course looks more like it's general coaching. It's not specific to teaching people how to express himself visually. PJ Milani's course, like Aditi, it was seen as good, but actually the money here is too much to spend on it. And interestingly, it's not too much because of the dollar amount, because he'd spent $25,000 or pounds, I don't know which, on his MBA. But I'm not going to be a designer. I'm not trying to take your job and be a visual illustrator for somebody else's book. I'm just trying to express myself more clearly and simply. And so therefore, I'm just dipping my toe in the water. I think Aditi said, he says, what was the specific phrase there? But he had a similar thing. I'm only trying to start. I'm not trying to sort of get to the end of it. The cohort course also trips him up here, so it was held at the wrong time of day. So he did say valued live training, but you can only value live training if you're going to be able to participate in it live, and at 2 a.m. you can't. And therefore, if I'm paying more for it, because that's what they think. Like, even if it was your course DIY could be priced at the same piece, but in somebody's head, if they see that it's got live in it, it's like, oh, well, I must be paying more for the live training, and if I can't attend it, then I'm not going to get the value of the live, and so therefore, why would I do it? So yours was actually just a best match against this. The simplicity of your designs. I know you've raised this a few times, that your comments of, anybody could do this, you don't have to be an artist. The reason why that matters is in this case here, again, I'm trying to learn this new skill. So what I would like to do at the end of it is to be able to do this better. I'm not trying to be the best at it, I just want to be doing it better. If I must also learn how to draw before I can learn how to communicate visually, that's an additional step. It's a waste of my time, it's in the way, and maybe it's too much. Maybe I feel like I can't achieve it. Whereas in your case, if I can do it simply, if it's a drawing that anybody could do, it's better. And actually, I think quite a lot of people also, where it's about this resonance, the simpler the idea is, the more sophisticated it is. It's actually hard to get a simple idea. Any idiot can go and create something complex, and that's what this is all about. And again, when he makes this commitment, so $150, it's not a massive amount of money to him. I don't think it's an amazing level of thought that he's put into it. I don't believe that you had your coaching plan available at that time. He talks about whether he would have done it. All of that speculation, so forget it. I suspect he'd have gone with the cheaper option because he's not trying to become an expert. And so what have we got from pushes? I've tried posting text content on LinkedIn. It's not getting the traction I need. I've seen the power of visual communication. I want that skill myself. I lack the design talent to create these visual in an engaging manner myself. I'm fed up with copying. I want to start creating. My existing post too boring. I see a visual that speaks to me and I want to be able to create that with others. And I've realized how hard it is to try and create this type of content myself. So all the similar sort of set of pushes that we're seeing in this group that's forming together. Why? Well, I want my own original visuals. I can get more traction and engagement. I can learn a new skill that I'm lacking. I can go at my own pace and practice what I learn. While I learn, sorry. So this again is going back to, I think Aditi mentioned she was scrappy. Jacky had a comment about this as well. But it's like, I'm not going to sit in a classroom or do this. I'm going to go dip into the lessons, go and try something, go push it out, get some test feedback, and go round in this kind of iterative loop. I want to be able to get something that resonates, an idea that's simple and does that. Structure, process, and tools were important here. I think I've got a later one on tools. Maybe I haven't. So I think we need that, so I can learn how to execute as well as with ideas. So I think that was important. He talked about Figma templates. He hadn't chosen Figma. I don't think the actual tool really matters. It's more about the fact that if I look at you and you say that you're using Figma and I don't know how to do it, well, okay, you're not just teaching me how to come up with the idea and then how to draw the idea, you're also teaching me the tools that I'm going to go and use to execute on it. So I think that's important. He could keep writing text posts, he could keep copying visuals and use them, so the same sort of habits that we've seen before. And then, can I join it live? Is it worth the money if I'm not going to become a designer? Do I need to learn how to draw before I can learn how to create visual ideas? Much like Aditi, loves the community, thinks it adds extra value, goes in there, he likes the feedback that he's getting from you. However, I don't think he joined for that reason, and obviously he's not paying for it. He paid for his course access, and so therefore he's using it. And he's using that to get to the point where he's confident he can do this himself, to get that feedback. So I don't know, maybe there's a way of just giving that away, like somebody can have X free feedback sessions, and then if you want more, we charge more for it. I think that's a better way of doing it than putting it up front when they're coming into this in the mindset of, hey, you know what, I'm not trying to be the expert, so I may as well go with the cheapest possible entry level price, because that's that's good enough for me right now. So there we are. Hopefully all that makes sense. I'll drop over the full video and transcript whenever Google's finished processing it. These are definitely all three in the same group now. I'll see what we learn later on with the additional interviews, but this is one reason why we wanted to go beyond your students, because if we if we hear this story a few more times, I don't think we're going to learn a lot more. Then when people start to say, 12 interviews isn't enough for you to actually get value from, well, you can see here now we're on interview number 10, is it? 9 or 10, I think, this one here. And we've heard the same story now 3 times in a row. We're seeing the same trade-offs that people are making on the price and the features that they're getting. And therefore, we could go and target this group here with what we know already. And so, hopefully we can get a bit more diversity into our interviews. I know I've got a couple that I've got from user interviews, just in case. This, I think you're nailing this one pretty well. There's probably ways we can tweak it and improve it and get you more conversions. But where's the green field? Where's the open opportunities that we can go off and make you some real game-changing increases in your sales? Hopefully we're going to find that from some other interviews. So let me know what you think. Cheers.